Have you ever found yourself asking, why me when life throws unexpected challenges your way? I certainly have. I remember a time when everything seemed to fall apart, nothing was going right, and I felt completely overwhelmed. But what I've learned since then is that these tough moments, the ones where we feel most defeated, are actually opportunities to grow. In this video, we'll explore how to face adversity with resilience and a positive mindset. Throughout this journey, I'll guide you through 14 crucial topics, including overcoming career setbacks, managing stress, and even navigating the most difficult losses in life, like the death of a loved one. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand how to respond to life's inevitable challenges, but you'll also be equipped with tools to thrive in the face of adversity. Let's get started. 1. Not reaching your goals. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, your goals remain frustratingly out of reach? It's a familiar feeling, and one that even the most successful people experience. But not reaching your goals doesn't mean you're incapable or undeserving. What matters is how you respond when you stumble. These moments of failure are opportunities to try a different approach, just as your heroes have done countless times. Imagine this: you set a goal. It could be a career milestone, completing a personal project, or making strides in your health. You dedicate time, effort, and energy, perhaps for weeks or even months. Yet, despite all the hard work, nothing seems to change. You start to wonder, why me? Why am I not getting closer to where I want to be? The frustration builds because you're stuck repeating the same actions, hoping for a different outcome. This is the trap that many fall into. We tend to stick to the same strategy, thinking persistence alone will lead to success. But as the saying goes, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. When the usual approach doesn't work, continuing down that path without change will only lead to deeper disappointment and burnout. However, there's an overlooked silver lining in this struggle. The beauty of goal setting isn't found in the guarantee of success, but in the process itself. It's knowing that failure is not only possible but inevitable, and that's okay. In fact, the prospect of failure adds meaning to the journey. If achieving every goal was easy, there'd be no real growth or fulfillment. The people you look up to, your heroes, have all experienced failure. They've missed goals, taken wrong turns, and faced obstacles just like you. What sets them apart is their resilience, their ability to view setbacks as opportunities rather than as final outcomes. Instead of giving up, they reflect on what went wrong and pivot to new strategies. They understand that progress requires adaptability. You don't have to hit your target immediately. The real key lies in your ability to keep going, even when the road is rocky. Think about the story of Thomas Edison, who famously failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. Each failed attempt was a step closer to the breakthrough. He didn't see those failures as signs to quit. Instead, he viewed each as a lesson. Edison's journey illustrates the importance of trying new methods when the current one isn't working. It's not about stubbornly sticking to one approach until it finally pays off. Sometimes, real progress happens when you dare to change course. This is where flexibility comes in. Many of us cling to a single plan, believing that if we just keep pushing, things will eventually fall into place. But often, success requires more than persistence, it demands innovation. The most successful people don't just work hard, they work smart. They analyze their failures, adjust their strategies, and keep moving forward with fresh perspectives. It's their willingness to adapt that separates them from those who remain stuck in frustration. So as you reflect on the goals you haven't reached, ask yourself, have I truly explored every option? Is there a different path I could take? Don't be afraid to change your approach. It's not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. When you realize that continuing the same way isn't getting you anywhere, the boldest move you can make is to shift directions. The journey toward your goals isn't a straight line. It's filled with twists, turns, and yes, failures. But every misstep is a chance to learn, grow, and get closer to success. Failing doesn't mean the end, it's a stepping stone, a necessary part of the process. So instead of seeing failure as defeat, view it as feedback. With each setback, you gain insight into what doesn't work, which means you're one step closer to figuring out what does. Not reaching your goals isn't a reflection of your potential. It's simply a reminder that growth takes time, effort, and most importantly, adaptability. You are not defined by the number of times you fail, but by your willingness to get back up and try again. If your current approach isn't working, now is the time to take action. Explore new strategies, think creatively, and keep moving forward. The only real failure is in giving up. So, start today. Reflect on what hasn't worked, be open to change, and let each setback fuel your next move. Your future success depends not on perfection, but on persistence and the courage to evolve. 2. Being criticized. In life, it's impossible to please everyone. No matter how hard you try, there will always be people who criticize you. At first, these critiques can feel like personal attacks, leaving you hurt or frustrated. But rather than seeing criticism as something to be afraid of, what if we looked at it as a learning opportunity? The key isn't to avoid criticism, but to learn from it. Imagine you've just completed a project that you poured your heart and soul into. You're proud of your effort and excited for feedback. Yet, instead of receiving the praise you expected, you are met with criticism about your approach or your execution. This can feel like a blow to your confidence, making you wonder, why me? Why am I the one being criticized when I've done my best? In moments like these, it's natural to feel a conflict arise within yourself. On one hand, you might want to defend your work, ignore the critiques, or dismiss them as unimportant. On the other hand, there's a part of you that recognizes the opportunity within the criticism, a chance to improve, to see your blind spots, and to grow from the feedback. The truth is, not all criticism is bad. While some feedback may feel harsh, it can provide insights that you hadn't considered before. Constructive criticism, even though it may sting at first, often highlights areas where you can improve, allowing you to refine your skills and approach. However, it's also important to recognize that not every critique is constructive. Some criticism may come from people who simply want to bring you down, offering no helpful insight and only negative energy. So how do you navigate this? How can you separate valuable feedback from destructive criticism? More importantly, how do you take the useful parts without letting your confidence crumble? The answer lies in how you perceive the situation. Instead of focusing on how the criticism makes you feel, focus on what you can learn from it. By shifting your mindset, you allow yourself to turn potentially hurtful comments into stepping stones for self-improvement. Take successful individuals as an example. They didn't reach their goals by avoiding criticism, they faced it head-on. Figures like Steve Jobs, who was often labeled as difficult and demanding, didn't let the criticism stop him. Instead, he took what was helpful, worked on his weaknesses, and used the feedback to push himself further. He recognized that criticism, even when it's tough, can be a catalyst for growth if you allow it to be. So when you find yourself in a similar situation, try not to ask, why me? Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? Shifting from self-pity to self-reflection turns criticism from an emotional burden into a tool for development. You can't control what people will say about you, but you can control how you respond to it. By accepting that you won't please everyone, you free yourself from the unrealistic expectation of perfection. In the end, it's not about silencing critics, it's about learning from them without letting them define you. The next time someone offers you criticism, embrace it. See it as a lesson rather than an attack. When you do, you'll find yourself growing stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to face future challenges. Criticism is an inevitable part of life, but how you respond is what truly defines you. Instead of fearing it, learn to welcome it. Filter out what's useful and apply it to better yourself. Don't be afraid to grow from the uncomfortable moments, because often that's where the greatest growth happens. So if you're facing criticism today, take a moment to reflect. Don't see it as a setback, but as a chance to improve, evolve, and strengthen your path forward. Let it shape you in the best possible way, and you'll walk out of it stronger than ever. 3. Messing up your career. When your career hits a rough patch, it might feel like you're standing at the edge of a cliff, staring into the unknown. This feeling of uncertainty can be overwhelming, but it's essential to recognize that such moments often signal the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with opportunities for growth and exploration. Consider the journey of a young professional who, like many, had a stable job and a clear career path. They felt secure, moving through their daily tasks without much thought of what lay beyond their current role. However, everything changed when the company announced significant layoffs due to restructuring. Suddenly, their job was no longer secure, and anxiety crept in. Questions flooded their mind: what will happen to my career? Can I navigate this setback? Receiving the news that their position was eliminated was a defining moment, filled with fear and uncertainty. The weight of disappointment was heavy, but within that darkness, a flicker of realization began to emerge. Perhaps this setback could be more than just a failure. It could be a chance to reassess and explore new avenues. They started to recognize that without these challenges, they might have remained in their comfortable routine, never daring to step outside their familiar zone. Driven by a mixture of fear and curiosity, the protagonist decided to take a leap of faith. They enrolled in an entrepreneurship course, eager to explore new possibilities and develop skills they had long overlooked. At the same time, they sought out volunteer opportunities in various fields, allowing themselves to gain fresh experiences and uncover hidden talents. Each step into the unknown was daunting, yet exhilarating, as they began to realize the potential that lay within them. This journey of transformation is not unique. Many successful individuals have faced career setbacks that ultimately shaped their futures. Take, for example, the story of a well-known entrepreneur who lost their job during a recession. Instead of succumbing to despair, they took a step back to reassess their path. This moment of reflection led them to pivot towards their passion for technology, eventually resulting in the creation of a thriving startup. Their setback became a powerful narrative of resilience and determination, proving that failure can indeed pave the way for success. As our young professional navigated this transformative journey, they eventually found a new job that resonated with their passions. This new role not only reignited their enthusiasm, but also empowered them to explore their abilities in ways they had never imagined. They learned valuable lessons about resilience, adaptability, and the importance of seizing opportunities when they arise. Ultimately, when faced with career challenges, it's crucial to shift our perspective. Instead of viewing these moments as failures, we should see them as gateways to new experiences and personal growth. The way we respond to setbacks can define our future and shape the trajectory of our careers. So, is your career truly falling apart, or is it simply a door opening to new possibilities? Are you ready to step through? When you find yourself grappling with difficulties in your career, embrace them as opportunities to reinvent yourself. Don't wait for change to happen. Take action today and embark on a journey to explore the endless possibilities that lie ahead. 4. Having financial problems. In today's consumer-driven society, the ease of spending money often masks the reality that financial difficulties can strike anyone at any time. When we face such challenges, it may feel overwhelming, plunging us into confusion and anxiety. However, these financial hardships can serve as a crucial opportunity for reflection, helping us to reassess what truly matters in our lives and fostering a newfound creativity that can lead to personal growth. Imagine losing a job suddenly or facing an unexpected expense that upends your carefully balanced budget. In these moments, stress can take over, leading to feelings of helplessness and fear about the future. With money tight, the pressure mounts to prioritize basic needs such as food and shelter over personal desires and luxuries. This struggle often results in an inner conflict, where we grapple with feelings of shame or inadequacy, especially in a society that emphasizes consumerism and financial success. Yet it is precisely in these moments of crisis that clarity begins to emerge. Many individuals, when faced with the stark reality of financial strain, are compelled to make choices that align more closely with their core values. They start to examine what is truly important to them. As the necessities of life come to the forefront, relationships, health, and personal fulfillment often take precedence over material possessions. For example, someone who once prioritized dining out or shopping may find themselves valuing time spent with family or friends, discovering that these connections provide far greater joy and support than any material item ever could. As the pressure mounts, a remarkable transformation can occur. Many people tap into their innate creativity when confronted with financial challenges. The necessity to save money ignites innovation. Individuals learn to cook at home instead of opting for takeout. They repurpose items instead of discarding them, and they seek out free community events to stay engaged and entertained. This resourcefulness not only helps them to navigate their financial situation, but often leads them to uncover talents and passions they might not have recognized before. Moreover, financial struggles prompt individuals to embark on a journey of self-discovery and resilience. As they adapt to their circumstances, they begin to develop new skills and insights. The experience of living with less encourages a re-evaluation of what constitutes happiness and success. For many, this includes taking a step back to explore potential career changes, seeking education and training, or simply learning how to manage money more effectively. The pivotal moment in this journey often comes when individuals decide to confront their challenges head-on, transforming their perspective from one of despair to one of empowerment. Instead of allowing financial setbacks to dictate their lives, they actively seek solutions. They learn to create and adhere to a budget, to prioritize their spending, and to explore new avenues for income. By viewing their situation not just as a setback but as an opportunity for growth, they often emerge from the experience with a stronger sense of purpose and direction. Ultimately, financial difficulties can be more than mere obstacles. They can be profound teachers. They challenge us to reconsider our values, to embrace creativity, and to cultivate resilience. The essential question becomes, are we willing to reevaluate what truly matters when faced with adversity? For those currently grappling with financial challenges, I urge you to view this time as an opportunity for reflection and growth. Embrace the necessity of finding innovative solutions, whether through budgeting, skill building, or strengthening your relationships. Remember that the journey through hardship is not just about overcoming obstacles, but also about transforming them into stepping stones toward a brighter future. By facing these challenges head-on and using them as a catalyst for change, you can emerge from the experience not only with a healthier relationship with money, but also with a deeper understanding of what truly brings fulfillment and joy to your life. 5. Being unhealthy. Why do I feel tired, achy, and unable to fully enjoy life? It's a question many of us ponder as we navigate the challenges of daily living. Often when bad things happen, we find ourselves in a cycle of frustration and helplessness, particularly when it comes to our health. Instead of waiting for our circumstances to improve, it's crucial to take responsibility for our well-being and make proactive changes. In today's fast-paced world, where work demands and unhealthy lifestyle choices can easily take their toll, it's no wonder that many people feel unwell. The constant pressures of life can lead to fatigue and low energy, leaving us feeling trapped in a state of discomfort. Yet, it's important to recognize that feeling unwell is not an inevitable fate. Rather, it is often a reflection of our choices. One of the first steps towards better health is understanding our current state. Getting some blood tests is essential for this process. These tests can reveal underlying health issues that we may not be aware of, such as deficiencies or potential diseases. Armed with this information, we can make informed decisions about our health and tailor our lifestyle changes accordingly. After gaining insights from our blood tests, it's time to focus on our diet. Transitioning to a more plant-based diet can have profound effects on our overall health. Incorporating a variety of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes provides our bodies with essential nutrients and antioxidants, promoting both physical and mental well-being. This shift not only fuels our bodies but also improves our mood and energy levels, allowing us to approach life with a renewed vigor. Hydration is another critical aspect of maintaining our health. Drinking more water is simple yet often overlooked. Staying hydrated supports vital bodily functions, improves our concentration, and can even enhance our mood. It's a small change that can yield significant benefits, making it easier to stay energized and focused throughout the day. In addition to dietary changes, regular exercise plays a vital role in our health journey. Committing to go to the gym 3 times a week for just 30 minutes can make a significant difference in how we feel. Exercise strengthens our bodies, boosts our mood, and reduces stress. Finding an activity we enjoy, whether it's lifting weights, practicing yoga, or dancing, can transform exercise from a chore into a fulfilling part of our routine. Moreover, it's essential to be mindful of our sitting habits. In an era dominated by sedentary lifestyles, we often spend hours at our desks, which can lead to discomfort and long-term health issues. Making a conscious effort to stand up and move around periodically can alleviate tension and improve posture. Simple actions like stretching or taking short walks can refresh our minds and bodies, countering the negative effects of prolonged sitting. Taking ownership of our health is about more than just following a checklist. It's about embracing a lifestyle that prioritizes our well-being. Each small change we make contributes to a larger transformation. By undergoing blood tests, adopting a plant-based diet, staying hydrated, exercising regularly, and being mindful of our sitting habits, we can reclaim our health and energy. So, if you find yourself feeling unwell, ask yourself, are you ready to take action and change that? Life is too precious to spend it feeling less than your best. Taking these steps not only empowers you but also inspires those around you. Remember, you are the one who decides your future. Start today by applying these lessons into your life, and watch as your health and happiness flourish. In conclusion, taking proactive steps to improve our health is the best way to respond to the challenges we face. If you notice your health declining, don't wait, begin transforming your life today. The journey to better health starts with you, and it's never too late to take that first step. 6. Ending a relationship. Breaking up can feel like the end of the world, but what if it's actually the beginning of discovering what love truly is? Every relationship, no matter how it ends, offers something valuable for us to learn. While the pain of a breakup can feel unbearable and disorienting, it's often a necessary step toward gaining a clearer understanding of love and, most importantly, of ourselves. When a relationship ends, it's easy to feel like everything is falling apart. Imagine you've invested time, emotion, and energy into someone, believing that the relationship would last. Suddenly, for one reason or another, it's over. Whether it's due to drifting apart, betrayal, or simply realizing you're not right for each other, the heartbreak is overwhelming. In those first moments, it feels like your world has been shattered. You might ask yourself, why did this happen to me? But here's the truth: ending a relationship isn't just about loss, it's about gaining clarity. The immediate aftermath of a breakup is filled with raw emotion. The sadness, frustration, and often confusion blind us to the lessons the breakup carries. The real challenge isn't just coping with the immediate pain, but understanding that each failed relationship brings us closer to the true meaning of love. When we look at it from this perspective, we begin to see that breakups are not just endings, they're also beginnings. At first, it's easy to focus on what went wrong, blaming ourselves or the other person for the relationship's failure. However, what's important to realize is that relationships often end because they teach us something crucial: what love is not. For example, a relationship that is filled with misunderstanding, lack of communication, or emotional distance helps us see that these are not the qualities we want or need in love. It's through these painful experiences that we learn what we value and deserve in a partnership. It's also essential to acknowledge that breakups, while painful, create space for growth. Moving forward from a breakup can feel impossible in the beginning, but this is precisely when growth happens. The process of healing, reflecting, and redefining your understanding of love allows you to become more attuned to what truly matters in a relationship. Finding love isn't just about finding the right person, it's about understanding who you are and what you need to feel loved and respected. While all breakups suck in the beginning, they eventually become opportunities for reflection. When we give ourselves the time and space to heal, we can start to see the relationship for what it really was, not as a failure, but as a stepping stone towards something better. Each breakup is like a mirror, showing us what we need to work on in ourselves and what we should look for in future partners. Take, for instance, a relationship that ended because of constant misunderstandings or emotional unavailability. Initially, you may feel hurt and resentful, wondering why things didn't work out. But as time passes, you might realize that this breakup was necessary. It taught you that love requires mutual respect, trust, and emotional support. It's through these painful experiences that we refine our understanding of love. Without the breakup, you might never have learned what truly matters in a relationship. So, how do we move forward from this? The solution isn't to dwell on the past or wonder what could have been. The answer lies in finding yourself again. After a breakup, it's easy to lose sight of who you are outside the relationship. You've likely spent so much time focusing on the partnership that you've neglected your own needs and desires. Now is the time to rediscover what makes you happy, what brings you joy, and what makes you feel fulfilled. This process of self-discovery is critical for healing and preparing for healthier, more fulfilling relationships in the future. How you choose to move forward from a breakup is entirely up to you. Will you let the pain define you, or will you use it as a catalyst for growth? You have the power to take control of your own narrative, and by doing so, you can turn a painful experience into an opportunity for personal development. Remember, every breakup isn't just an ending, it's also a new beginning. The message behind every breakup is simple: it's not the end of love, it's just part of the journey. Every failed relationship is a lesson in disguise, teaching us more about ourselves, about love, and about what we truly need to be happy. By reflecting on these lessons, we move one step closer to finding the love that is right for us. If you've recently gone through a breakup, don't let it define you. Use this time to focus on your own growth and self-discovery. By doing so, not only will you heal, but you'll also gain the clarity needed to recognize and embrace love when it comes again. The only way forward is to embrace the lessons of the past and use them to build a stronger, more self-aware future. So take this time to heal, learn, and grow. The right kind of love is out there, waiting for you to discover it. 7. Embarrassing yourself. We've all had those moments where we feel so embarrassed that we wish we could disappear. But rather than focusing on the shame, let's think about the courage it takes to even get into that situation in the first place. Embarrassing yourself is a sign that you're willing to take risks, even if there's a chance of short-term failure. And those who fail in the short term often win in the long term through persistence and practice. Picture this: you're standing in front of a crowd, ready to give a presentation, but suddenly your mind goes blank. The room is silent, and you feel every eye on you. Your face turns red, and all you want to do is run away. It's a moment of intense embarrassment, and you can't help but ask yourself, why me? Why did this have to happen to me right now? In moments like these, there's an internal conflict between pride and insecurity. You might feel tempted to let the embarrassment take over, convincing yourself that you're incapable or not good enough. But there's another option: you can choose to see this moment as part of your growth, an experience that pushes you forward, even if it feels like a setback in the moment. Embarrassment isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's the first step toward improvement. When you make a mistake or look foolish, it shows that you were brave enough to try something in the first place. Yes, you might fail now, but that failure is an opportunity to learn. Short-term failure isn't the end, it's a necessary part of getting better. People who are willing to embarrass themselves are also the ones who tend to grow the most over time. They understand that failing now means succeeding later. But how can you shift your mindset to see embarrassment as a positive force for change? How can you stop feeling ashamed and start using these moments as stepping stones for personal progress? Look at successful people in any field, and you'll see that many of them were willing to look foolish along the way. Comedians, for example, often make a career out of embarrassing themselves in front of audiences. They tell jokes, and sometimes those jokes fall flat. But they don't give up. Kevin Hart, now one of the most famous comedians, faced failure in many of his early shows. He had moments of embarrassment, but instead of letting them defeat him, he used them to sharpen his skills and eventually became a huge star. To overcome embarrassment, you need to change how you view it. Instead of letting it knock down your confidence, see it as part of your journey to success. Every time you do something that could make you look foolish, you're learning and growing, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. The next time you find yourself feeling embarrassed, don't ask, "Why me?" Instead, ask, "How is this helping me improve?" This small shift in perspective can transform how you handle these uncomfortable situations. Rather than dwelling on the shame, you can focus on the lessons you're learning and the long-term progress you're making. Embarrassment isn't your enemy, it's your ally in disguise. Short-term failure is just a stepping stone toward long-term success. If you're willing to risk embarrassment, you're also willing to risk growth. So if you're currently feeling embarrassed by something you've done, don't shy away from it. Embrace the experience, laugh it off, and recognize that you're on your way to becoming a better version of yourself. Each awkward moment is teaching you something, pushing you forward, and helping you prepare for bigger successes in the future. 8. No meaning in life. Have you ever woken up feeling like your life has no purpose, as if you're just going through the motions? This feeling can be suffocating, but it's crucial to realize that stagnation will never lead you to the answers you seek. Meet our protagonist, a young individual who finds themselves in a challenging period of life, grappling with a profound sense of meaninglessness. They feel trapped in a monotonous existence, creating a sense of curiosity about the journey they are about to embark on to rediscover life's purpose. Our protagonist wakes up every day engulfed in a cloud of discontent. Despite the routine of daily activities, they feel a persistent emptiness, as if their life lacks significance. This overwhelming sensation leaves them questioning everything: why do they exist, and what truly matters. As they navigate this bleak landscape, they struggle to see a way forward. The conflict intensifies when our protagonist realizes they are at a crossroads, desperately seeking answers to the questions that haunt them. They feel as though they are stuck in a cycle of despair, and their search for meaning appears fruitless. This leads them to ponder: is there a way to change my situation? Where can I find the meaning I've been longing for? In the face of this internal turmoil, a flicker of hope emerges. Our protagonist decides to take a leap of faith and start experimenting with new experiences. They embark on a journey of helping others, volunteering at local shelters and engaging with those who are less fortunate. Spending time with individuals who would do anything to be in their position provides a fresh perspective on life. As they immerse themselves in these experiences, the protagonist discovers a newfound sense of purpose. They realize that connecting with those in need not only elevates their spirits but also opens the door to understanding the value of life itself. Through these interactions, they gain insights into the struggles of others, and this newfound perspective begins to reshape their worldview. Driven by this realization, our protagonist becomes increasingly motivated to make a difference. They learn that true fulfillment often comes from serving others and contributing to the greater good. As they volunteer, they experience the joy of making a positive impact on others' lives, which in turn enriches their own. They begin to understand that meaning isn't something to be found, it's something to be created through action. The journey to finding purpose is not unique to our protagonist. Many individuals have faced similar challenges and discovered meaning through acts of kindness. For instance, consider the story of a woman who, after losing her job, felt lost and unfulfilled. Instead of retreating into despair, she sought solace in volunteering at a local food bank. This experience transformed her outlook on life, showing her that even small acts of kindness can create a ripple effect of positivity. Through her selfless efforts, she not only found purpose but also connected with a community that inspired her to grow. As our protagonist navigates this transformative journey, they start to experience profound changes in their outlook on life. They come to realize that meaning is not something that magically appears. It requires active pursuit and engagement. By helping others and being a part of a larger community, they find a sense of belonging that had previously eluded them. If you ever feel that your life is devoid of meaning, consider this: is your life truly meaningless, or is it simply waiting for you to take the first step? Are you ready to experiment and seek out new experiences that could reignite your passion for life? In conclusion, when you find yourself grappling with feelings of emptiness, don't stand still. Embrace the challenge as an opportunity to explore new avenues and connect with others. If you are feeling stuck, start experimenting today. Engage in acts of kindness, reach out to those in need, and discover the meaningful connections that await you. You might just find that your life is filled with purpose and significance beyond what you ever imagined. 9. Having dark thoughts. In life's darkest moments, when shadows cloud our minds, many individuals may feel trapped in a maze with no exit. Experiencing dark thoughts is more common than we might like to admit, especially during challenging times. Whether due to personal loss, overwhelming stress, or other life adversities, these negative thoughts can create a heavy burden. However, it's crucial to recognize that help is available, and seeking it is not just an option, it is a necessary step toward healing. When faced with life's difficulties, many people experience profound emotional struggles. This can manifest as feelings of despair, hopelessness, or worthlessness. Imagine losing a job, enduring a difficult breakup, or grappling with a chronic illness. These situations can lead to thoughts that spiral into darkness. During such times, it's easy to feel isolated, as if no one around you can truly understand the weight of what you're experiencing. The loneliness can deepen, making it even more challenging to reach out for help. The internal conflict becomes even more pronounced when considering the stigma surrounding mental health. Many individuals grapple with feelings of shame or fear of judgment, preventing them from seeking the support they desperately need. They may think, "I should be able to handle this on my own," or "what would others think if they knew I was struggling?" This internal battle can create a vicious cycle, where the desire for relief clashes with the hesitation to ask for assistance. It is in these moments that many people feel the strongest pull towards seeking help, yet simultaneously resist taking that first step. Recognizing the need for help can be a transformative experience. Consider the journey of someone who has endured a difficult period, such as the loss of a loved one. As they navigate their grief, they may initially resist the idea of reaching out for support. However, a moment of clarity might arise when a close friend encourages them to speak with a counselor. This suggestion, rather than being seen as a weakness, can become a turning point, leading them to understand that seeking help is an act of courage, not cowardice. The desire to break free from the clutches of dark thoughts often fuels the motivation to pursue professional assistance. Many individuals find themselves yearning for peace and clarity, longing to reclaim control over their minds and emotions. In this context, seeking help can be a pivotal moment, leading to healing and renewal. Real-life stories abound of individuals who have reached out for counseling or participated in support groups, ultimately transforming their lives. These stories inspire hope and illustrate that recovery is not only possible but also achievable. Taking action to seek help can manifest in various ways. For some, it might mean scheduling an appointment with a mental health professional, while others might find solace in joining a support group where they can share their experiences with others facing similar struggles. In extreme cases, individuals might find themselves in crisis and need to call a helpline like Lifeline. These steps are crucial in navigating through the dark times and initiating a path toward recovery. It is vital to emphasize that no one should face their battles alone. Seeking help signifies strength and resilience. It sends a powerful message that you value your well-being and are willing to fight for it. By reaching out, individuals can begin to understand that dark thoughts do not define them and that there are ways to heal and move forward. The journey through mental health challenges can be daunting, but it is essential to remember that seeking help is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it is a courageous step toward reclaiming one's life. As you reflect on your own struggles, consider this question: are you ready to confront your dark thoughts and seek the help you deserve? If you or someone you know is grappling with dark thoughts, remember that support is available. Professional help can provide invaluable guidance, and taking that first step can lead to a brighter tomorrow. Do not hesitate to reach out, whether it's calling a trusted friend, seeking counseling, or contacting a helpline. Healing begins with the willingness to ask for help, and that journey can lead you toward a life filled with hope and possibility. 10. Every day feels the same. Every day can feel like a rerun of the last, leaving us feeling stuck in a monotonous routine. But what if we could transform this repetition into something meaningful? When faced with life's challenges and unexpected events, it's easy to succumb to feelings of boredom and lack of motivation. However, finding joy in our daily routines can help us navigate tough times and restore our sense of happiness. In our fast-paced lives, we often find ourselves trapped in a cycle of repetitive tasks and responsibilities. The same actions performed day in and day out can create a sense of drudgery, making us feel like we are living in a never-ending loop. This monotony can lead to feelings of emptiness and a lack of drive. Many people struggle with the notion that every day feels the same, and it can be challenging to see beyond the daily grind. To combat this feeling, it is essential to seek joy within our routines. Although we may have to perform certain tasks repeatedly, finding pleasure in these activities can dramatically shift our perspective. One way to do this is by infusing creativity and joy into our daily chores. Instead of viewing them as mundane, we can approach them with a fresh mindset, focusing on the positive outcomes they bring to our lives. Additionally, breaking out of our comfort zones is crucial for adding variety to our days. Setting a goal to do something bold or unconventional can reinvigorate our spirits. This could involve planning a spontaneous trip, meeting new people, or even learning a new skill. Each new experience can provide excitement and add depth to our lives. By pushing ourselves to try new things, we not only escape the monotony but also discover aspects of ourselves that we may not have known existed. Exploring new opportunities brings motivation and valuable lessons into our lives. Those who dare to step outside their comfort zones often find themselves revitalized and filled with joy in the simplest moments. For instance, meeting someone new could lead to an unexpected friendship, or learning a skill could unlock a hidden passion. These experiences remind us that life is full of surprises and that every day can hold something extraordinary if we are open to it. Finding joy in repetition and daring to try new things allows us to transform ordinary days into remarkable opportunities for growth. By embracing the small pleasures in our routines and actively seeking out new experiences, we can cultivate a richer, more fulfilling life. So, if you find yourself feeling stuck in a repetitive cycle, ask yourself, are you ready to seek joy in your daily life and challenge yourself to explore new possibilities? Life is too precious to let boredom dictate our experiences. There is a world full of opportunities waiting for us, and all it takes is a willingness to step out and embrace them. In conclusion, finding joy in our daily routines and daring to explore new horizons is a powerful way to respond to life's challenges. If you notice your days becoming monotonous, don't wait, start transforming your life today. Embrace the beauty of repetition while adding a splash of adventure to each day. Remember, it's never too late to seek joy and meaning in your life. 11. Having toxic relationships. We all have that one friend who seems to drain our energy, bring negativity into our lives, and make us question why we keep them around. But what happens when that person is more than just a passing annoyance? They're toxic. Toxic relationships, whether with friends or romantic partners, can leave us feeling emotionally drained and confused. Recognizing when a relationship is harmful is the first step toward reclaiming your emotional well-being and making space for healthier connections. Picture this: you have a friend you've known for years. In the beginning, everything felt easy and fun, but over time something changed. You start to notice that after spending time with them, you feel exhausted, upset, or manipulated. Every conversation seems to revolve around their problems, their needs, or their complaints, while your feelings are overlooked or dismissed. What used to feel like a meaningful friendship now feels like a burden. You begin to wonder, is this just a rough patch, or is this relationship toxic? Toxic relationships don't always start out toxic. Often they develop gradually as patterns of negativity, criticism, or manipulation build up over time. It can be hard to recognize the signs at first, especially if the person has been a part of your life for a long time. But slowly, the emotional toll becomes undeniable. You find yourself questioning why you continue to invest in a relationship that brings more harm than happiness. This is when the real challenge begins: deciding how to respond. The hardest part of dealing with a toxic relationship is figuring out what to do next. Confronting the person can feel uncomfortable, and there's always the fear of losing a relationship that has been important to you, even if it has become unhealthy. But allowing toxic behavior to continue unchecked only prolongs the damage it causes to your emotional health. Addressing the problem is necessary for your well-being, even if it feels difficult. The first step in dealing with a toxic relationship is communicating your feelings. Sit down with your friend and explain how their actions affect you. They may not even realize how their behavior is impacting you. Giving them a chance to change is a way of preserving the relationship while also protecting your boundaries. Clear communication can sometimes open the door to a healthier dynamic if both parties are willing to grow and adjust. However, it's important to be prepared for the possibility that the person may not be willing or able to change. If they dismiss your concerns or continue their negative behavior, it might be time to consider taking a break. Stepping back from the relationship, even temporarily, gives you the space to reflect on whether this person is someone you want in your life long term. Toxic relationships have a way of clouding our judgment and making us doubt ourselves. Taking time away allows you to see the situation more clearly and consider how it's truly affecting your life. Consider a situation where every interaction with a friend leaves you feeling drained. You've tried to address the problem, but nothing changes. In this case, taking a break from the relationship can be eye-opening. Without their constant negativity, you may notice how much more peaceful and positive your life feels. This space allows you to evaluate whether their presence is truly beneficial for your future, or if it's holding you back from personal growth. If, after voicing your concerns, the relationship doesn't improve, it's important to prioritize your well-being. You deserve to have people in your life who uplift you, not drag you down. Taking a break or even distancing yourself from a toxic relationship is an act of self-care. Sometimes the person may realize their behavior has consequences and take steps to change. Other times, the break may reveal that the relationship wasn't as essential as you once thought. Ultimately, you have to ask yourself, is this a relationship I want to carry with me into the future? Or is it holding me back? The decision to end a toxic relationship isn't easy, especially if it's with someone you've known for a long time. But letting go of relationships that no longer serve you is necessary for your emotional health and personal growth. Surrounding yourself with people who bring positivity and support into your life is vital for your happiness. Toxic relationships can drain your energy and leave you feeling stuck, but you have the power to change that. By addressing the problem head-on and giving the person a chance to change, you open the door to a healthier dynamic. However, if change isn't possible, taking a break or ending the relationship entirely might be the best path forward. If you're dealing with toxic relationships, don't wait. Start by voicing your feelings and setting boundaries. Remember, your emotional well-being matters, and sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is let go of relationships that no longer align with who you are or where you want to go. Moving on may be difficult, but it's also the most freeing decision you can make for your future. 12. Feeling stressed. Modern life is full of pressures, with endless tasks, relationships, and material possessions surrounding us. But often, the solution to stress isn't adding more to our lives, it's about having less. Reducing stress doesn't come from doing more things or acquiring more possessions, it comes from eliminating what's unnecessary and focusing on what truly matters. Imagine sitting at your desk with papers scattered everywhere, emails constantly arriving, and your phone ringing nonstop. You start to feel overwhelmed, unsure where to begin, as stress builds up. In moments like this, it's natural to think, why me? Why do I always seem to be under so much pressure? The reality is, when we try to juggle too many things, we inevitably feel burdened. But the answer isn't to take on more, it's to do less and do it better. Decluttering, for instance, can make a huge difference. By simply tidying up your workspace or home, you instantly create a sense of order, which helps reduce the mental clutter that often accompanies stress. A clean space leads to a clear mind. Saying no to unnecessary meetings or commitments is another powerful way to free yourself from stress. The pressure to say yes to everything can lead to burnout. Instead, reserve your energy for the things that truly matter, those invitations or activities that make you excited, where you feel like saying hell yes. These are the moments that bring you joy and alleviate stress, not add to it. Sometimes the relationships we maintain can also contribute to our stress levels. We try to keep up with too many people, some of whom may not bring value or positivity to our lives. Simplifying your social circle, focusing on fewer but more meaningful relationships, allows you to dedicate your energy to people who truly uplift you. In doing so, you reduce the emotional clutter that drains your mental resources. The same idea applies to material possessions. We often think that having more will make us happier, but in reality, having too much can add to our stress. Consider reducing the number of things you own. Do you really need all the gadgets, clothes, or subscriptions that fill your life? By cutting down on unnecessary purchases, you not only free up physical space, but also reduce the financial pressure of maintaining these items. For instance, you might not need every streaming service available. Simplifying your life by reducing unnecessary expenses can help you save more, which in turn lowers the stress of dealing with unexpected bills. Another way to declutter your mental space is to reduce the volume of content you consume. Instead of feeling the need to listen to every podcast or read every book that's recommended, choose a few that genuinely resonate with you. Focusing on quality over quantity helps prevent overwhelm and allows you to truly absorb and enjoy the content. Additionally, regular breaks are essential in managing stress. It's easy to get caught up in the constant flow of work, but taking time to pause even for a few minutes can have a big impact on your mental health. A short walk, a deep breath, or a moment of silence can help reset your mind, giving you the clarity to tackle the next task with more focus and less stress. In the end, reducing stress isn't about controlling everything or having more, it's about cutting out what isn't necessary. By letting go of things, whether they're material possessions, unnecessary commitments, or excess mental clutter, you create more space for what really matters in life. This shift in perspective allows you to stop asking, "Why am I always so stressed?" and start thinking, "What can I remove from my life to feel more at ease?" Stress doesn't always come from lacking something, it often stems from having too much. Having less clutter, fewer commitments, and fewer distractions can free you from unnecessary pressures and bring more peace and balance into your life. If you're feeling overwhelmed, the solution might be simpler than you think. Start by decluttering your space, saying no to things that don't serve you, and focusing on the relationships and activities that truly bring value to your life. By embracing less, you'll discover that you actually gain more clarity, peace, and fulfillment. 13. Fear standing in your way. Have you ever found yourself paralyzed by fear, unable to take the next step toward your goals? It's a common struggle that can hold you back from achieving your dreams. Meet our protagonist, a young individual facing the daunting challenge of fear in their life and career. They feel a mixture of excitement and trepidation as they stand on the brink of new opportunities, sparking curiosity about how they can overcome these barriers. Our protagonist recently received a promotion at work, an opportunity that many would envy. However, instead of feeling elated, they are engulfed by anxiety and self-doubt. The idea of taking on more responsibility fills them with apprehension. What if they fail? The weight of these thoughts creates a sense of paralysis, leaving them hesitant to move forward. As they contemplate this new chapter, they feel the tension building inside an internal battle between the desire for success and the fear of failure. The conflict deepens as they struggle to reconcile their aspirations with their fear. Each time they think about accepting the promotion, their mind is flooded with doubts. Why do I feel this way? How can I overcome these fears and make progress in my career? The weight of these questions lingers, and it feels as though they are stuck at a crossroads, unsure which path to take. Determined not to let fear dictate their life any longer, our protagonist decides to take action. They embark on a journey to confront their anxieties head-on by seeking strategies to manage their fear. They learn that it is natural to feel nervous when facing new challenges, but instead of allowing those nerves to paralyze them, they can continue to move forward despite the discomfort. Realizing that true fear can be overcome through deliberate practice, they start pushing themselves to step outside their comfort zone. They begin attending public speaking workshops, where they confront their fear of speaking in front of an audience. Each small success builds their confidence, teaching them that fear can be managed and that nerves can coexist with progress. For instance, consider the story of a woman named Sarah. She was terrified of public speaking, yet she knew it was essential for her career advancement. Instead of shying away from opportunities to present, she began practicing in front of small groups, gradually increasing her audience size. Over time, her confidence grew, and she transformed from a timid speaker into a charismatic presenter who captivated her audience. Sarah's story serves as a powerful reminder that facing your fears through consistent practice can lead to extraordinary growth. As our protagonist navigates this transformative journey, they slowly begin to see changes in their perspective. They discover that fear doesn't have to be a roadblock, it can be a catalyst for growth. Each time they confront a fear, they gain a little more confidence and a clearer vision of their potential. They learn that persistence and determination are key to overcoming obstacles and achieving their goals. If you find yourself in a similar situation, ask yourself, is fear truly standing in your way, or is it simply a challenge waiting to be conquered? Are you ready to face your fears and step outside your comfort zone? In conclusion, don't let fear hold you back from pursuing your dreams. Embrace the challenge as an opportunity to grow and learn. If you are feeling intimidated by the unknown, take the first step today. Face your fears head-on and recognize that every challenge is an opportunity for personal development. By doing so, you will find that life becomes richer and more fulfilling than you ever imagined. 14. Dealing with death. Death, often shrouded in fear and uncertainty, can serve as a profound catalyst for personal growth and change. While it is an inevitable part of life, confronting death can lead us to appreciate our own existence more fully. Understanding the darkness surrounding death illuminates the beauty of life, motivating us to live more intentionally and meaningfully. The truth about death is that it is a natural aspect of life that everyone will inevitably face. Whether it comes from the loss of a loved one or the sobering realization of our mortality, death elicits a wide range of emotions, including sadness, fear, and even anger. It can feel overwhelming, as if we are grappling with something beyond our control. This confrontation with death often leads to feelings of isolation, where we struggle to connect with others who may not understand the depths of our grief or anxiety. Many people react to the reality of death by attempting to avoid the subject altogether. This denial can create a false sense of security, allowing us to believe that by ignoring the topic, we can somehow evade its impact. Yet this avoidance often leads to a deeper internal conflict. Individuals who are grieving may find themselves torn between the desire to heal and the heaviness of their sorrow. This struggle can manifest as a sense of paralysis, preventing them from fully engaging with life. However, facing the reality of death can also be a transformative experience. Consider the story of someone who has lost a loved one, perhaps a parent or a close friend. Initially, they may be consumed by grief, overwhelmed by the void left behind. Yet, as they navigate their emotions, they might experience a profound shift. Through this pain, they begin to appreciate the fleeting nature of life. They come to realize that every moment counts, and this awareness ignites a fire within them to live more fully. This journey often propels individuals to seek deeper meaning in their lives. They may start to explore what truly matters, finding value in relationships, experiences, and personal growth. For many, the confrontation with death becomes a powerful motivator to embrace life more passionately. They may take risks they had previously shunned, pursue long-held dreams, or engage in new adventures. Real-life examples abound of people who have transformed their grief into action. Some individuals become advocates for causes that resonate with them, channeling their pain into positive change. Others might choose to spend more time with family and friends, making memories that will last a lifetime. These stories serve as reminders that even in the face of loss, it is possible to find purpose and motivation. Taking action in response to the reality of death involves making conscious choices that enhance our lives. This could mean reaching out to loved ones, nurturing relationships that matter, or taking steps toward fulfilling lifelong dreams. A decision to live fully can lead to a ripple effect, inspiring those around us to do the same. By embracing life, we honor those who have passed and celebrate the time we have left. Ultimately, confronting death is not a task for the faint of heart. It requires vulnerability and strength to acknowledge that life is finite. However, in accepting this truth, we can discover the power to live with intention. The journey through grief can teach us invaluable lessons about resilience, love, and the importance of cherishing every moment. As you reflect on your own experiences with loss and mortality, consider this question: are you ready to confront the reality of death and, in doing so, embrace the fullness of life? If you find yourself grappling with grief or the fear of death, know that you are not alone. There is strength in acknowledging your feelings and seeking support. Use this awareness as a catalyst to live with purpose, to create meaningful connections, and to pursue the passions that ignite your spirit. Embrace the lessons that death can teach us, and allow them to motivate you to live your best life while you can. Life is a precious gift, and it is up to us to make the most of it. To recap, we've explored how setbacks like missed goals, criticism, and toxic relationships can be opportunities for growth if we respond with resilience. It's not about avoiding challenges, but how we face them that truly matters. So here's your call to action: embrace resilience, seek support, and trust in your ability to overcome life's challenges. You are stronger than you think. If this video helped you, comment one below, share it, and subscribe for more content on building a strong, stoic mindset. Thanks for watching.